Hi guys, this is Leela. Welcome to my channel leelawebdev. In this video, we will try to learn about the different types of directives that are available in the Angular 18. So directives are nothing but the classes that add the additional behavior to elements in your Angular application. So this is the basic definition of this one. So directives are the classes that add additional behavior to elements in your Angular application. Here elements means nothing but the HTML elements. So now why we use this Angular, what I want to tell you is, so why we use this one, use Angular's built-in directives to manage the forms, lists, styles and also the what user sees. So there are different types where we have a built-in directives. So the different types of Angular directives are, first one is the components. So as we have already learned about this one, components are also used with the template. This is the type of directive, it is the most common directive type. And another one is the attribute directive, so which we will try to learn it now. And the last one is the structural directive. Okay, so these are the different types of directives which we will be having. Structural directive. Okay, so attribute directives means it will change the appearance or behavior of an element, component or another directive. Structural directive means it will change the DOM layout by adding or removing the DOM element. So this one directly removes or adds the DOM element into the template. Or here the attribute directive means it will change the behavior. What I want to do is to change the appearance or the behavior of the template. So these are the different types which we will be having. So now, so let's try to see some of the common built-in attribute directives which are available for us. So I will try to open the notepad instead of this one. So notepad plus notepad, yeah, anything. So first of all, built-in attribute directives. So you know about the components. So first we need to know about the built-in directives. So the built-in the attribute directives listen to and modify the behavior of other HTML elements, attributes, properties and the components. The most common attribute directives in Angular is nothing but, we know already, we have discussed about this one, ngClass, ngStyle and the last one is the ngModel. So these are the three built-in directives which we will be trying to use it. ngClass means adds or removes the set of CSS classes. ngStyle means adds and removes a set of HTML styles. NgModel means it will add a two-way binding to an HTML form element. So that is one thing. So ngClass, so if you are having a single class or something like that means then we can use the class dot like that, we can use it. So without any problem. So these are the different types of attribute directives which we will be having. So why we use this ngClass means to add the dynamically the classes. So now the another one which I want to explain you is the structural directive. Okay. So there are some built-in structural directives which are available. So normally the structural directives are responsible for the HTML layout. They shape or reshape the DOM structure typically by adding, removing and manipulating the host elements to which they are attached. So this is one thing which you need to understand. So that means structural, whereas the attribute directives means it will change only the attributes or something like that, it will change. Directly it will not remove or add the DOM element. Whereas the structural directive means these are responsible for the HTML layout. So they reshape the DOM structure, that means the elements they will reshape it. Typically what they will do is they will add, remove or manipulate the elements to which they are attached. So these are called as a normally host elements. So the most common built-in structural directives are, so you people already know, ngIf, ngFor and the last one is ngSwitch. So these are the structural directives which we will be using. So already we also know about the different types of control flow which we have got it in the new version of the Angular. So ngIf means conditionally creates and disposes of the subviews from the template. ngFor means repeat elements for each item in a list, and the ngSwitch means a set of directives that switch among the alternative views. So these are the two things. So now first one is ngIf means it will add or remove an element by applying an ngIf directive to an host element. When ngIf is set to false means Angular removes that element and its descendant from its DOM. Angular then disposes of their components which frees up memories and resources. So that is one thing. And this is all about the different types of ngIf. And ngFor also you people know about this one. ngFor means what it will try to do. So it will loop over the list of all the items. So this is all about the different types of what I want to tell you is attribute direct built-in structural directives and also the built-in attribute directives. So hosting a directive without a DOM element means, for example, let's say that if you are having a DOM, if you are not having a DOM element and you want to add a directive to that one means, so we need to use ng container. So this ng container so will not be presented in the DOM. So the Angular's ng container is a grouping element that does not interfere with the style or layout because Angular doesn't put in the DOM. So use ng container when there is no single element to host the directive. So that is one thing. So let's say that something like for example, let's say that you want to apply some data. So here I will try to show you. So here you want to apply some condition to some part of the text in the paragraph means, then you can use this ng container like this. So that means this part of the text is conditionally rendered and this tag will not be rendered in the DOM. So that is one thing. So this is one thing which you need to understand. So now the last one is the ng switch. Also you know about this ng switch. So in this one we will be having something like ng switch case, ng switch default. So these are all the directives only. Okay. So these are the different types of what I want to tell you is build directives that are available in the Angular 18, not in Angular 18. So previous versions also is available. So in the next video what we will try to learn is, we will try to learn how we can create a custom attribute directive. So that is much more important, right? So the custom attribute directive, how we can create a custom attribute, building an attribute directive, we will try to see it in the next video. So these are the different ways of what I can say is built-in that are available in the Angular, the directives. So first one is the components, which you already know. These are the one type of directives, and the attribute directives. So built-in attribute directives are nothing but ng class, ng style, and also the ng model. And we have a structural directives which will remove or add the DOM element from the Angular template. And the built-in structural directives that are available is ngIf, ngFor, and also the ng switch case, ng switch. So we also have an ng container, so which is also one of the important things. So when you want a DOM, when you want an element to be added condition to, or to add the directive to an element, but that element should not be projected in the browser render means, so then we will be using this ng container. That's it guys about these built-in directives that are available in the Angular. In the next video we will try to see how we can build a custom attribute directive in our Angular. So hope you understood about this concept. If you have any doubts or any suggestions, please post the comments below to this video. And if you like this video, please do support me by subscribing to my channel. Thank you. Hi guys, this is Leela. Welcome to my channel Leela WebDev. In this video, we will try to see about the building of the attribute directive in the Angular. So what is the use of these attribute directives? Attribute directives will change the appearance or behavior of the DOM elements and Angular components with the attribute directives. So that is one thing. So that means it will change the appearance and the behavior or the behavior of the DOM elements and Angular components. Now let's try to see how to create a build an attribute directive. In our what I can say is official documentation of Angular or things. So they will be giving you one custom directive that is nothing but highlight directive. So let's try to implement that example only. So now here I will be creating one directive that is nothing but, it's nothing but a class only, highlight dot directive dot ts file. That's it. So now this is our directive file. So now here I want to create a directive. So we can also use a CLI command that is nothing but ng generate directive highlight. We can also use this command also, ng generate directive highlight. So the CLI will create a highlight.directive.ts. So I have created it manually, and a corresponding file, a spec file also is created, highlight.directive.spec.ts. Now this is the directive thing. So now we need to implement something like export class highlight directive. Okay, and this is our directive. Now in order to make this class as a directive, we need to use the directive decorator. The directive decorator configuration property specifies the directive CSS attribute selector. So now here we need to give the directive. This should be imported from the Angular core, and here you will be having one is standalone true, okay, and the another one is nothing but selector, which is we need to give a selector. So here I will be giving it this one as an attribute directive. So here I will be giving it like a square bracket app highlight. That's it. So now what I want to do it is, so whenever we add this directive to an element, so we need to change the color for, we need to change the background color for that one. So that means we need to import the element ref from the Angular core. What does this element ref do? Element ref grants direct access to the host DOM element through its native element property. So add element ref in the directive constructor to inject a reference. So what is this dependency injection and all those things we'll try to learn in our afterwards after learning about the directives thing. So to this one. So now here what I want to do it is in the constructor we need to inject the element ref. Okay, fine. Let's go to the constructor. So we need to inject the private EL of type element ref. So this should be imported from the Angular code. That's it. So now here I have added this one. So now this dot EL dot native element dot style dot background color is equal to yellow. So we can apply the yellow color for this one. That's it. So now we have applied this one. So directives do not support the namespaces. That is the one which you need to understand. So now applying this directive, how we can apply this directive? For example, let's say that here this is our paragraph tab. This is Angular 18 course. Let's say. So we will be able to see the output here. So right now here we are able to see the output for this one. So now for this one, if I apply this highlight directive, so that highlight directive we need to import it here. Highlight directive. So we need to import it, and in our app component.html here I can directly use app highlight. That's it. Now if you try to see the output for this one, so now here automatically the yellow color has been applied to this. So this is how we will be, this is the basic directive which we will be applying. So now how we can handle the user events? So we can also detect when a user mouses into, in, or out of the element and to respond by setting or clearing the highlight color. So for this one what we need to do it is, so we need to use the host listener. Okay, so that we need to import it from the Angular code. The two event handlers that responds when the mouse enters or leaves, each with the host listener directive. So for this one what I can do it is, so here at the rate host listener, host which should be imported from the Angular core, and here we need to tell what is the thing. So mouse leave, so when the mouse is left, so that means on mouse leave. So this can be anything, the method, and here I will be writing this dot highlight. So I will be having some method, this dot highlight of empty, and this highlight method I will be having this highlight method which is a private method, private highlight of, and I will get this color as a string here as the argument, color as a string, and in this highlight I will be applying this dot el dot native color, yes, and here we will be using this one. So that's it. Now when the mouse is entered, so this dot host listener of mouse enter, so we will be using this mouse enter, on mouse enter I will be using this one. So when the mouse is, so I will be highlighting this dot highlight of red color or something like this. I will use the red color. That's it. So now when you try to see here the output, so nothing is happening, and here we need to apply the color instead of like that. That's it. Now when I try to apply here over, so red color has been applied. When the mouse is entering, the red color is getting applied. When I am leaving the mouse, so if you want to apply the yellow color, you can apply the yellow color. Now when the mouse is leaving, so you will be able to see the yellow color. So this is how we can subscribe to the events of the DOM element that hosts an attribute directive. So here in this case, what is that one? The div tag, the paragraph tag, in this case with the host listener directive. So that's one thing which you need to understand. So not only this one, so what I want to tell you is we can also pass the values to an attribute directive. So how we can pass these values to an attribute directive? For example, let's say that here you want to send it default color or anything. So is equal to yellow. Okay, you have sent this color. So you need to send it as like this. Why? Because so this is normally a variable. So now for this one we need to capture it. So here in our directive I can write an input variable here at the rate input. At the rate input should be imported. Yeah, app highlight is equal to empty. So here I can give it like this. Now when the mouse is entering, so here I can give something like this dot app highlight. That's it. So now if you try to see here, can't bind this one, something like that it is saying. So app highlight, since it is an unknown property, app highlight, and here let's try to use it something. Oh sorry, and right, let's try to see. Here I am trying to give the yellow color. See, when I am trying to give the yellow color, so when I am mouse leaving this one, so now here for which one I have written, so for the mouse when the mouse is entering, oh sorry, here I have given some wrong mistake, so that is the reason we are able to. So here yeah, now when I hover here, you will be able to get. So now here when I mouse leave, so let's make it as an empty. Now if you try to see when I mouse, so now the default color we are able to get it. So this is how we can also send the parameters to this one. So for example, if you want to send a default color, so you can also send a default color. Here if I want to get a default color, means I can also apply a default color, so red, and here you can take it as an another one, that is nothing but like this default color, and this one is an empty, and here you can apply this dot default color. Okay, so now when you try to refresh this page, so like this we are able to get it. So let's try to see it, this dot default color. Yeah, now here see, now you are able to get it. So but you want to apply this default color, means so you can use something like NgOnInit. Okay, I can use the NgOnInit, and here you can use this dot highlight. So if you are having this dot default color, means you can apply the this dot default color or empty, so you can send it like this. Now at the starting the default color is applied, so when I hover here, so like this. So this is how you can send the input parameters, and you can do it like this. So this is how we will be developing our binding to a second property also, we have seen it. So this is how we will be developing the custom attribute directive. And another thing which I want to explain it to you is NgNonBindable. So this is also one of the attribute directive. For example, let's say that I am having here, so like this. So let's say that 1 plus 1 is there. So now you will be able to see the output that could be 2. And now here if I try to use something like NgNonBindable, so this one if I try to see use it, then you will be able to see automatically the output will be displayed it like this. So that means whenever you want to apply, whenever you want the expression not to be executed, it should be rendered, means then you can use this NgNonBindable, then automatically the output will be displayed like this. So this is what about the attribute binding, creating a custom attribute binding attribute directive in the Angular. Hope you understood about this concept. If you have any doubts or any suggestions, please post the comments below to this video. And if you like this video, please do support me by subscribing to my channel. Thank you. Hi guys, this is Leela. Welcome to my channel leelawebdev. In this video, we will try to design custom structural directives in the Angular. So a custom structural directive in Angular is a powerful tool that allows you to manipulate the DOM structure based on the specific conditions. It provides a way to conditionally add, remove or rearrange the elements in your template, enhancing the flexibility and reusability of your Angular applications. So what are the key characteristics of this custom structural directive? Is the first one is the DOM manipulation, conditional rendering, and also the custom logic. So let's try to see some real-time examples for this one. So I will try to tell you 3 or 4 examples in this video so that you can able to understand the from easy to the complex thing. First one, what I will try to do it is, so I will create a new directive. There is nothing but here, let me clear it off. Yeah, I will create a new directive. There is nothing but NgGD. So there is nothing but NgGenerate directive, and I am using has permission, something like has permission. So something like if conditions on like that, you can assume. Now for example, let's say that I am creating like this. Let's try to see. So now it will create a directive. Let's see the example for this one. So directive has been created. Let's go to the has permission directive, and this is the directive we are having. So a class, we can mention it as a directive. Here we are having app has permission. This is the directive name and a standalone true. So now if you are trying to have a custom structural directive, means so you need to import 2 things. One is the private template ref. Okay, so template ref, this should be template ref of any. So you can tell it as an any. I will try to explain you what we need to provide in that one, any also. So just for the timing you can understand. So now here we will be having view container. It should be something like view container ref. Okay, so that's it. So now let's say that, so you need to have an app permission. So for this one, let's go to the app.component.ts file. So in this one, let's import the has permission directive, and now here I will be having a simple example in such a way that let's go to the app.component.html file, and here I will remove this entire thing. So here I will have a, so for the custom structure directive you can use app has permission. So like star you can provide it, and I can send something like admin. If it is admin means then I will try to show, so this is the admin. Okay, so like this. So now I need to show this div based on the dependency. Now here, so if it is an admin means then I need to show this one. So how can I show this? So for this one, let's say that we are sending some input variable, right? So app permission as admin. So let's capture that input variable. Here I will be capturing that input variable, input app has permission. So the name will be the same thing. So the same, whatever the directive name you are using, the same thing. And here it is of type string. Okay, so you will be getting the value as string. And now here on NgOnInit. So NgOnInit, in the NgOnInit. So here I will try to check the permission, constant has permission. So whichever the name you want, you can keep it. So here this dat has app has permission is equal to admin. I am checking that whether it is true or not. So if has permission is there means then what I want to do, so I want to show the container. So now here I can use view container dot create embed view. So now I am creating the embed view and I am inserting the template into that one, template ref. That's it. So if it is not having permission means then I need to clear the container, this dot view container dot clear. That's it. So now if you try to see the output here, this is the admin. Now we are able to see the output. Now if I try to keep other than admin something like this means then you will not able to see the output for this one. So this is a simple custom structural directive which I want try to explain you. So here I am trying to use this NgOnInit. So another example which I want to explain you is the what I can say is dynamic list. So if you want to display a dynamic list or something like that, so how can you display this one? So let's say that dynamic list. So I will be creating a dynamic list, ng generate directive dynamic list, So just simple examples I will try to explain you. Then afterwards we can learn some complex examples. So here I am creating a simple directive, ng generate directive dynamic list. Let it create. So here the dynamic list directive has been created. Let's go to the dynamic list directive. So this is the dynamic list directive in the same as usual. So you will be importing the template ref of any. You can use the any, and we will be having another one is the private view container. So we will be having a view container of view container ref. That's it. So these two are the things. So I will try to explain you those all things also. So now we will let's go to the app component.ts file. Let's assume that we will be having something like let's say that items. I will be having some items is equal to, it's an array, and here I will be having name is equal to Leela, and another one is something like name is equal to Angular. So these two are the things which we will be having. So this is the, I want to repeat this one. So here I can go into this one. So here I will be providing div star. Let's try to import this dynamic list directive. So dynamic list directive. So I need to import this one. So now here I can use something like star app dynamic list directive. So here I need to provide the items. Okay, and here I need to have the item.name. So I will try to show you the another concept also. So now here we will be having the concept. So let's try to go to the item list.directive. So here we are having the issue, right? So now let's try to get the input variable. So that means, so here I will be getting @input. Okay, and here you will be having app dynamic list. So list of any. So I am keeping it as an any of directive, something like this. Why? Because so we will be having a object of array of object like that, right? So now here on NgOnInit, first what I will do is I will try to clear the container, view container ref dot clear, and next what I will do is for constant item of this dot app dynamic list, I am looping over each one. So here I will try to create the context for this one. So constant context is equal to, so you can provide whatever the thing you want, you can have it. So that's up to you. So let's say that you are having implicit, so whichever it may be. So let's say that dollar item, okay, is equal to item. So this is the thing which I want to provide it. Now here what I will try to do is this dot view container ref, view container dot create embed view, create embed view of, and here I need to provide this dot template ref, and we need to pass the context here. So I will be passing the context. So that context you will be using it in the here directly, something like here dollar item dot name, directly you can use it. So here dollar item dot name, directly you can use it without any problem. Dollar item doesn't exist, it is saying. So let's go to the app component, or otherwise implicit, we need to give what I didn't remember exactly. So here I can provide in such a way that dollar implicit dot name. So here we are implementing this item dot item, right? So here you can use whatever the name you want. So this one is where you will be using it is if you are trying to use the ng for loop. So here you will be having something like let I is equal to dollar index, like that, right? In the same scenario you can use item is equal to dollar item, you can use it, and here you can write in such a way that item dot name. That's it. Now if you try to see here, you will be able to see the output Leela and the Angular. So this is how you will be able to use the create the custom structural directives. So that is how these are the basic custom structural directives which we can create it. And in the next video what I will try to do it is I will try to show you some complex examples which we can do it using the custom structural directives. Then afterwards we can learn about the custom structural directives type guards also. What are the type guards we will be using it. Hope you understood about this basic creation of the custom structural directives. Hope you understood about this concept. So if you have any doubts or any suggestions, please post the comments below to this video. And if you like this video, please do support me by subscribing to my channel. Thank you. Hi guys, this is Leela. Welcome to my channel Leela WebDev. In this video, we will try to learn another custom directive, structural directive, somewhat a little bit deeper into the custom structural directive. Let's try to learn it. So for this one, what I will try to do it is I will create another something like ng generate directive show if. So that's the thing. So show if. So just same like the ng if, I will try to create a directive show if. Let's try to understand about this show if directive. So now we have created the directive. Let's try to implement this directive. So show if means nothing but what I want to tell you is, so if it is the condition is true means then we need to show it. So let's go to the show if directive. I am opening this show if directive. As I already told you in our previous video, if you try to see, so we need to import the private template ref of type template ref of type any. So I will try to tell you about this any also. So just try to be with me. So view container of type view container ref. So this is the two things which we need to import, and we will be getting an input variable that is nothing but input app show if. So this is the variable which you will be trying to get it, and that is of type boolean. So let's say that is of type boolean, and now this input should be imported from the Angular core. Fine. So now NgOnInit. So on NgOnInit, what I want to do, so let's say that if this dot app show if not of this dot app show if is there means, then that means if it is false means, then what I need to do, sorry, if this if it is true means, so what I need to do, I need to create the embedded view. So this dot view container dot create embedded view of, and I need to pass the template ref, this dot template ref, that's it. Sorry, this dot template ref, I will pass this template ref file. And if it is not there means, then what I need to do, this dot view container is equal to false. So fine, so this one is false. So this is the simple directive. Sorry, view container dot clear, I need to do dot clear, that's it. So now this is our directive, and let's try to import this show if directive, and here show if directive, and let's say that here I will be having a variable something like is visible is equal to false, let's say that, or otherwise I will try to make it as a true. So that means if it is visible is true means, then I need to show it, or otherwise I need to make it false. So let's go to the app component ts file. So here I will write this is conditionally displayed. So this is just a variable which I will be trying to show, this is condition, and now here I need to conditionally display it. So that means tar app dot show if, and here I will try to send the is visible, that's it. So now if it is true means, then it will try to do it. Now here I will be having a button in a such way that toggle. So I will be toggling this one, and here upon clicking on this toggle, and here what I will try to do, is visible is equal to not of is visible. So that means I am trying to make it as an toggling thing. If I try to click on this toggle, so if you try to observe carefully, the toggling is not working. Why it is not working is, so if you try to see here, this is the condition has been written in the NgOnInit. This NgOnInit will work only when the component has been, when the directive has been installed, or it has been rendered. So that means it will be executed only once. So whenever the input is changing, so you need to execute all the time. So then what you can do it here, instead of using this one, then you need to implement the NgOnChanges. Now let's try to implement the toggle for this one. So now it is taking some time to, yeah, here it is coming. Now if I try to toggle it, so now the toggling is working. So you can write in any varieties also. For example, if you don't want to implement this NgOnChanges means, you can copy this entire code and you can remove this NgOnChanges, and here you can write setter and getter. So app show if, and you will be getting the condition for this one of type boolean, okay, and here you can write the entire code. So here you will be having the condition instead of using this app show if. So this is also the supported one only. So this is also correct. Now if you try to see this example, now it is working fine, right? So now let's try to refresh this page. So now if I try to click on the toggle, then also it will be working. So that means in either way you can use the setter property to implement this one, or otherwise you can use the NgOnChanges lifecycle hook also to implement this one. So the another one which I want to tell you is the before closing this one, repeat times. So just like the dynamic list which we are having, I will try to use the repeat times. So repeat times, by doing this one I will close this structural directive. So repeat times. So let's try to implement this repeat times. So now we have created this oh sorry, I have created the what I want to say, the directive. So let's try to create the directive. I have created a component actually. Let's try to delete that component. Where is that? Yeah, here entirely I will delete this component, necessary, right? So now let's try to so the directive has been created. So let's go to the app repeat directive. Okay, repeat in the same scenario. So now here you will be importing the private template ref of template ref of any, okay, and you will be having private view container of type view container ref. That's it, these two are the things. So now if you want to set it means, then what you can do it, you can use the input directive. So we can use the NgOnChanges also, input set, and this input should be imported from the Angular core, and set app repeat times. So this is the only the variable, right, which hope you will be having. Yeah, so this is the only variable which you will be having, and here you will be having the times, the number. So you will be getting how many times it needs to be repeated. And here you can first you can make this view container or otherwise what I can do is I will loop over each one for let I is equal to 0, I less than times dot times, okay, dot length is not needed, and I plus plus. So these many times I need to repeat it. I is equal to 0, and here in this one, this dot view container dot create embed view of this dot template ref, okay, and I need to send the context also. Why? Because index, so index colon I, so for I'm keeping the index property, I'm setting the I variable. That's it. So now let's try to go here into our app component.ts file, and here I will have a count is equal to 3, okay, and let's go into the app component.ts file. So here I will implement the repeating thing, that is nothing but what I can do it is, so here div, I will repeat this one app repeat, okay, I need to import this app repeat times. So here I can use the repeat times directive, and in this app component.html, so here I need to use the app repeat times. So that one, right? App, sorry, star app repeat times is equal to, so I need to send the count for this one, and we will get the index, right? I is equal to index, so I am sending the context also there. So now here I can use a paragraph repeat, sorry, repeat count, and here I can pass the I variable. That's it. Now at the bottom I can have a variable input type is equal to text. I can have this one, or otherwise I input type is equal to number, and I will try to use the ng model, and I will pass the count for this. That's it. So don't think about this one. So I will try to explain you in when we are trying to learn about the forms concept. So we need to inject the forms module. That's it. App component.html is also done. Now here the 3 is there. So if I try to change it to 4, so we are getting the repetitions, we are getting, right? Instead of to go it repetitions, for every time this one is executing, I need to clear the view container dot clear. I can do it this one. So now I need to remove this thing. Yeah. So now if you try to check this 4, if I try to do it, see, we are able to get the, so if I will try to do it 4, I can do it. And now if I try, oh sorry, if I try to change it to 5 means, then I can get the 5. So 10, if I try to do is 10, we are able to get. In this way we can dynamically respond the custom structural data, we can dynamically respond to the data by using this input setter property, or otherwise ng on changes also we can do it. So this is what about the custom structural directives, how to create it. Hope you understood about this concept. If you have any doubts or any suggestions, please post the comments below to this video. And if you like this video, please do support me by subscribing to my channel. Thank you. Hi guys, this is Leela. Welcome to my channel LeelaWebdev. In this video, we will try to learn about the directive type checking. So directives are the very powerful tool that we should master to improve our Angular skills. TypeScript enforces the strict types and helps us make our code base more strict. Unfortunately, custom directives are not completely typed out of the box. So the purpose of this video is to show you how to add a strict typing to our structural directives and your Angular, making your Angular base code base more strict. To support the type checking, we need two handy type guards provided by the Angular. So that is, one is NgTemplate guard and another is the NgTemplate context guard. I will try to explain you the NgTemplate context guard in the upcoming videos. First, we will try to learn about this NgTemplate guard. So before understanding about this NgTemplate guard, first of all, you need to understand about the TypeScript type predicate. What is that meaning is, so that means the TypeScript has to able to expect or predicate the type. What is the type of this data? So I will try to show you that one. So I will try to explain you in the upcoming video. If you need it, please let me know in the comment. If you want it means I will try to explain you. So now NgTemplate guard. This guard, first of all, in this video we will try to learn about this NgTemplate guard. So this guard is a bit more complex to understand a little bit. A structural directive controls how a template will be rendered at runtime. For example, let's say that ng, for example, will add a template to the DOM only if the input condition is trusty. Then only it will add it. If the input of our custom directive has a complex type, so that means if it is trusty means okay, fine. If the input directive of our custom directive has a complex type and the directive will only render the template when a certain condition is met, we can narrow the rendered type with this guard. So let's show this example to better understand this concept. So first of all, what I will try to do it is, I will create a new directive that is nothing but is dog directive. I will try to show you. So here I am creating a directive NgGD is dog. That's it. So this is our dog directive. Let's try to create it. So it will take some time. So let it take. So here the dog directive has been created. Let's open this dog directive is dog directive. So just is a simple example. So you try to understand this one, what I am trying to explain you. Let's say that we are having two types of interface. That is nothing but export. I will write the interface here only. Export interface cat. So cat means, so you will be having a name of type string, and I can tell that it's a type of dog, sorry, cat. So this is thing which I can add it directly. And here you will be having export interface dog, okay, or otherwise we can say that I can say type is equal to cat, something like this. So fine, we can keep it like this. And here I am having an export interface dog, and here also you will be having name of type string, okay, and I will be having breed of type string, and let's say the type is equal to dog. It's a simple thing. So that means for this interface dog we are having a breed, extra is the breed. And now here I can write something like export type animal, okay. So add, so animal, and it should be either a dog or a cat. These are the two things. So we are having two interfaces, cat and dog, and the animal is nothing but either it could be a dog or a cat. Fine. So let's try to invoke this one, private template ref. So you can have a template ref of type template ref, sorry, template ref of any, and we will be having another one is the private view container, and that should be view container ref, okay. So this is the thing. So now I want to check that whether we are getting an input variable, right? So normally we will get an input variable. Let's assume that. So that is nothing but input for this one, and here app is dog, okay. So I will try to take app is dog. So whatever the variable we are having here, so this is the thing, and I will try to do the set, sorry, set, I will try to write it as set the data, that is nothing but animal of type animal. So we will get this one as of type animal, okay. And now here we will be getting this app, oh sorry, I am trying to write it in the constructor, actually should not write it here, at the bottom I am writing, yeah. So now animal of type animal I am taking. So now let's say that if this animal, so this one is, this directive will try to check that whether you are sending an animal, means it will tell you that whether it is a dog or not. So that means if it is a dog or not, means then we need to check that if the breed is available, that property is available, means then we can understand that this data is a dog. So we will try to write a assertion function here, okay, predicate function, TypeScript predicate function, export is dog, okay. So I will write a method something like function, or otherwise you can write a function only, export constant is dog is equal to, and here I will take the animal as animal. So you will get the input, and here we need to mention that animal so is dog. So here we are predicating that animal should be a dog type. So this is the assertion function. Now here we need to return the true. If you return the true, means then we are telling that animal is a true. How can you tell that this one is a true? Okay, how can you tell that this one is a true? So we need to check that if animal as dog, okay, as dog dot breed is not equal to undefined, okay. So if it is not undefined, means then we can understand that it is a animal as dog dot breed is not equal to undefined. So I will try to return this one, that's it. So now we will be able to see. So if animal as dog dot breed is not equal to undefined, means then we can assume that this animal, whichever the input we are getting it is a dog. So now here let's go into this one. So here I will write a condition in such a way that if is dog, if it is a dog, what is a dog? So the data which I am trying to send it, the animal, okay. If it is a dog means then I will try to render it. U container dot create comp, not create embed view of this dot template ref. That's it. If it is not there means then I want to clear it off. This dot view container dot clear. That's the only thing which I want to write it. That's it. So now if you want to check the output for this one, so let's say that here I will import this component. So what is that component? It is nothing but is dog directive. Let's assume that we are having one variable, okay, animal of type animal. Let's assume that we are having animal of type animal, and this data name we are having, that is nothing but dog name, some dog name, and we are having another one is breed, okay. So breed we are having, that is nothing but some breed name we are having, and the type also if you want you can mention it, that is nothing but dog, okay. So this is the animal we are having. Now it needs to check that. So here I will try to write it div star app is dog of animal data. So I am trying to send it. So render the dog, or otherwise I will try to do animal JSON. Okay. Now if you try to hover here, you will be able to see the type of the data is an animal. But here we know that this app.dog is an animal means, so here compulsorily the data should be a dog only. But here the template cannot able to understand that, and it is showing that animal.animal. Now here if you try to show it like this, so here the app is dog means, so here the data which you are getting it compulsorily it will be a dog only. If you try to show only the cat, for example, let's say that here in our app component.ts, if I don't have a breed, then we know that this animal is of type, okay, is of type cat. So now we know that this animal is of type not an animal, let's say it's a type of cat, okay. So here if you hover it, this animal is a type of cat. Now if you go to the app component.html, now if you try to see, still it is showing animal of animal only, but it is not displaying. So that means template cannot able to understand. So if it enters into this if condition means compulsorily the animal data it will be holding the type of value, that is nothing but the dog type. So how can we mention here? So how can the template come to know this one is a cat or this one is a dog data or not means? So we need to introduce the template guard for this one. So how we can make this one is, so now here try to understand it. So here I am mentioning this one as dog. So here compulsorily the type of this data is a dog, we know that. And here also if this condition becomes true means, then if it is only a dog data only, this condition will becomes true. Why? Because here I am trying to write in the condition that if it is a dog, so dog I am trying to check that whether the breed property is available or not. So that means compulsorily the breed property here it will be available. If it is a cat means it will be not available. So that means this animal data will hold compulsorily the dog type. So how can this template not able to recognize? Because the custom directives doesn't have a strict typing. So here we can using the template guard we can mention this one. So how can I mention this one is by using the static property. Here I can use something like ng template guard, okay, underscore. So we need to keep app is dog. So whatever the input variable we are having, so that input variable you need to mention here. ng template guard app underscore. So this one will receive two arguments. One is the directive instance, that is nothing but the directive instance which you are trying to write it is dog directive, and the another one is the input, what is the type of input you are having. So there is nothing but expression, or you can have whatever the variable state of type. You are thinking that the data you are getting it as an animal, okay. So the data you are getting for this is an animal, and now you need to return, you need to mention that this state should be a dog, okay. That's it. So now what I will try to do, I will always return the true here, okay. So that means if the state is dog, then only I always return the true. So now you will be able to, now you will be, so these all condition and all those things here it will strictly, we know that it will allow the template will allow only when it is dog only. So here state is dog. So I am telling that whatever the animal data you are getting to this one, then it should be compulsory a dog. Then here if you try to see, if you hover here, now the data has been changed to dog instead of to animal. So that means we are narrowing the type. So here the animal is either a dog or a cat. So now we have narrowed the type in such a way that now if you try to type any other data means you will not get. So now we have narrowed the type to a dog. So in this way, ng template guard will be very much useful for us to implement the data. So this is what ng template guard will be used in the custom directives in order to narrow the type for the template types. In order to narrow the template types, either you can use it in the component or in the directives. So this is about the ng template guard. Hope you understood about this concept. If you have any doubts or any suggestions, please post the comments below to this video. And if you like this video, please do support me by subscribing to my channel. Thank you. Hi guys, this is Leela. Welcome to my channel Leela WebDev. In this video, we will learn about the another template guard, that is nothing but ng template context guard. In the previous video, we have learned about the ng template guard for writing the template guards for the input properties. Now this is the ng template context guard. So for example, let's try when you are having an ng for condition or something like that. So there will be a context inside this template. So we have already discussed when we are trying to learn about the template expressions. Now I will try to show you. So now what is this ng template context guard? So declares a custom type for the context of your custom directive. So if we need to provide a context to our custom directive, we can ensure it is properly typed in the template using the static function ng template custom guard context guard. It works like a TypeScript type guard function and returns a type predicate. We'll try to look at a following example to have a better understanding about this concept. For example, let's say that I will be creating a new one that is nothing but demo directive. So just I will try to create a demo directive so that we can have a clear idea about this one. So let it create. So now a demo directive has been created. Let's try to go to the demo.directive.ts. Sorry. So here I will be creating demo.directive.ts. So now this is our directive. Let's try to import the template ref and also the this one. So here I will be importing the private template ref. Okay. So before this one, so we will have a context. Now for this context creation, what we will try to have it is, so here let's say that we have a demo URL, demo URL. Okay, and in this demo URL, let's say that we will be having a URL of type string and a video of type boolean. That's it. So this is the interface. So let's try to export this interface. So this is our demo URL. It's a video URL and a video or not. And we also have a demo context interface, demo context. So in this demo context, what we will try to have is, so we can take an implicit, which is a default value. So this one will be of type number, and we can have another one that is nothing but demo of type string, and we have an URL, demo URL, that is nothing but which we have mentioned it. So this is the context which we will try to send it when we are looping over this one. So now here the demo context, so private template, and this one is a template ref, and this should be of template reference, and the data we will be sending is the demo context. That's it. And here we will be having a private view container of type view container ref. So here the template ref, so it takes the data of something like demo context. So this is the context which we will be writing in the template. So fine. So now we have mentioned this constructor and all those things. So it will send you two inputs, that is nothing but input, and here you will be having an app demo of type string. Okay, app demo of type string, and the another one, so let's try to keep it as a mandatory, and this input also will take it as an, yeah, that's it. And also you will have an @input, and here you will be having as app demo URL, and this one also of type demo URL, that is nothing but which you are trying to send it, this demo URL. So that's it. So now here let's try to create ng on init. So now when this one has been created, okay, ng on init, when this one has been created, so we need to create a context. So constant context is equal to, and this is of type $implicit. So we are having this different scenarios, right? $implicit. Here the context will be of type demo context. You can also mention this one as demo context also if you want. So now $implicit, so it should be of type 1. So let's say that think of this one as a version or the default value. Actually implicit holds the default value. So this dot app demo, and the last one is the URL. URL is this dot app demo URL. That's it. So now we have mentioned this demo context, and we will be sending this demo context to the view container. This dot view container dot create, not a component, create embed view of this dot template ref and also the context. We are sending the context. That's it. So now we need to tell that we template context got, we can tell that. So here we don't know about the context, right? So let's say that we don't know about the context, and now we are telling the context. What is the type of context? So here you can mention this one as a static ng template context got. Okay, so context got, you will be mentioning it like this, and here this is an assertion function. So you need to assertion function, so you will be returning the true. And now here the context is nothing but the demo context. Okay, so that's it. And here this will take the two things, that is nothing but directive of type demo directive. Okay, and the next one is the context, so which is of type unknown, so we don't know about this one, so unknown. That's it. So now we have mentioned it like this, and I am returning the truth. That means the demo context, the context is always the demo context. That's it. So now if you try to use this one, so how we can use this one is, let's go into the app component.ts file. So let's import this demo directive. Okay, so demo directive, this is pretty straightforward only. So constant demo URL of type demo URL, okay, is equal to, and here you need to have an URL that can be anything, http www.example.com, so whichever you want you can do it. And the another one is video of type true, and also we can have another one is a constant string, also we need to send it, right? Demo string is equal to something like demo string. I will use something like this one only. So that's it. So now if you want to use this one, so here you can add it in such a way that div, and here you need to use star app demo is equal to, we need to pass the demo string, and also what we need to pass, we need to pass the URL, also URL of type demo URL. Okay, and that's it. So now if you try to see here, and here you can write so this is the context or something like that, you can use it. Now if you try to see here, so you will be able to see this is the context. Now so this one will return a context, as I already told you, right? So this one will return a context, that is nothing but implicit demo URL. This is all the context, and that context is nothing but a demo context. Now here if you try to if you want to get this one means, so implicit you can also directly get it like with one variable. So let's say I am taking version, so there is no need to mention what is this one, so like dollar implicit. Okay, why? Because it is a by default, implicit is by default, so you can use this version. Now here if you want to use this one means, so how can I implement this is, directly I can use div version, and you can use it as a version here. So directly I can use it. So now you will be able to see the version is as 1. So fine, we are able to get the version. And now if you want to get the another one is nothing but app component.ts, sorry, demo directive.ts. I want to get this demo means, so here I can use something like semicolon let demo is equal to demo. Okay, so that is a demo. So here if you want to use this demo means, so you will be getting the demo string. So whatever the modified string or something like that, so this demo you can use it like this. Now you will be able to see the demo as 1, right? So now here you will be able to see the demo string, and now here this one also you will be able to see it is a type string, and here you can have another variable also, that is nothing but let URL is equal to I don't know what is the name, we have mentioned it here, there URL only, right? So here you can use the URL is equal to URL, that's it. Oh sorry, let URL is equal to URL, that's it. So now here the URL will be of type demo URL. So now the editor can be able to know what is the type of data we are getting. Now here I can mention this as URL dot. So now you will be able to get this all the data. So now here the prediction will be correct. Why? Because the context we are able to know. We have defined the context got here. So that what is the type of context we are trying to send it, and what is the type of context must and should, what is the type of context we need to send it. All these things we have mentioned in the ng template context got. So this is how we can mention the type. So we can explicitly narrow the context type also in the sectional directive using the ng template context got. So this is all about the different types of template guards available in the Angular, that which will be used in the structural directives. These are very much useful when we are in order to remove these all compile time errors. Hope you understood about this NG template context card. So if you have any doubts or any suggestions, please post the comments below to this video. And if you like this video, please do support me by subscribing to my channel. Thank you. Hi guys, this is Leela. Welcome to my channel leelawebdev. In this video, we will learn about one of the important concept that has been introduced in Angular 16 or something like that. So that is nothing but Directive Composition API. So what is this Directive Composition API? We have learned about the different types of directives like attribute directives, structural directives. These are all the things we have learned it. And what about this Directive Composition API? So this Angular directives offers you a great way to encapsulate the reusable behavior. So that means the directives we can apply, directives can apply attributes, CSS classes and event listeners to an element. So this one is already we know it. So when you apply directive to an element means it will apply the attribute CS class and also the event listeners also we can apply it. What this Directive Composition API will do is, this Directive Composition API lets you apply the directives to a component host element. So that means if you want to apply a directives to a component host element, then this Directive Composition API will try to apply it within the component TypeScript class. So I will try to tell you this example how to do it. For example, let's say that we are having one component. Okay, I will try to create a component. So NgGC, let's say that widget component. I am having one component, let's say widget component. So let it take some time to create. Let it create. So here we are having widget component.ts file. So let's try to open this widget.component.ts file. Let's say that here we are having this component, right? So now what I want to do it is I will apply this app.component.html. Okay. So now here if I try to use this one, so here directly I can use this app-widget like this. I can use it, and we need to import it in the app component.ts. So here I will try to import the widget component. So fine. Now if you try to see the output, here we will be able to see the widget works. So here the output we are able to see. For example, let's say that I am trying to create a directive. There is nothing but NgGD color directive. Okay, let's assume that color. It will apply the color something like that. So let it apply. Let it create. So now the color directive has been created. Let's open this color directive. Color.directive.ts. So this one is a directive. And what I will try to do is I will try to take the renderer is equal to, I will inject this one, as this one is a standalone, we can inject it, and I will try to explain you those things also. So renderer 2. Okay, so render 2, and also we can inject the host element also. Host element is equal to inject. We can also inject it through the constructor also, it's not a problem. So inject, and that one is nothing but element ref dot native element. Okay, so to which the element to which this directive will be applied, so that element we will be able to get it. And I will be writing in the NgOnInit, and in this NgOnInit what I will try to do it is I will apply this dot renderer dot set style. So I will try to use the set style, and I will apply it to the host element, this dot host element, and I will apply color of, let's say red. Okay, and I will apply this dot. So here the same code I will try to apply this set style, this dot host element, and I will apply a border of 1 pixel solid black, let's assume. Okay, and here I will apply another one, something like padding. Okay, padding I will do it something like 8 pixel. Let's assume that I will be applying 8 pixel. Now this is the directive. Now if I want to apply this directive, so what we will try to do it, so I want to apply this directive to the widget. Okay, so to the widget I want to apply it. So how can I do this one? So let's go to the app component.ts file. So to the app widget component means, so here I need to inject this color directive. Okay, and directly I can go to the app component.html and I can apply this color directive here. So that is nothing but, what is the directive name for this one? So that is nothing but app color. Now directly I can apply this app color to this one. Okay, so directly I can apply. Now what will happen? So here you will be able to see that widget has been applied, and this border is not applying. Why? Because so as the custom component, whichever is it, by default it is an inline element. So what we can do it here in our where is this one, widget.component.ts is there, right? You can go to the CSS file, and here you can apply the host element. Okay, and for this host element you can apply display inline block. That's it. So now you will be able to see the widget has been applied to this one. So fine. So now the widget and the border, everything is applied. So now what I want to do it is, so here if I want to use this component app-widget, I want to apply whenever I am using this component, I want to apply this directive. Let's say that another directive is there, NgGD background color. Okay, let's say that I am having another directive that is nothing but background color. So let's we try to create this directive for this one. So I have created another directive that is nothing but background color directive. Now here in this one also we will be having the same thing as usual. So how we will be having the code, the same thing I will try to have the code, but this time we will have only the background color. So here I will apply a background color, and this one inject should be done. Okay, and here also renderer 2 should be imported, and this one also element ref also should be imported. That's it. So these three things I will remove it, and background color I will try to apply the green color. Why? Because red means it will. So now I want to apply this app background color also to the same widget element. So now what I can do it, let's go to the app component.ts file, and here again I need to import this background color directive. And now if I want to mention this one means, so here I need to mention something like app background color. That's it. Now you'll be able to see a background color here. So fine. So whenever I am using this component, so I need to copy these two directives, and also I need to import these two directives in that particular component wherever I am using. So now the host now in this place, in this situation or in this requirement, the directive composition API will plays a crucial role. So will plays an important role here. So instead of using it like this, so there is no need to use it like this. So whenever you want to use this component, so automatically these two directives should be applied, so that there is no need to import also here. So in order to do this one, so directly we can apply this one in the component itself only. So how can I apply this one? So we should not use the imports, we should use the host directives. Okay, so if you try to use the host directives, automatically the directives instance will be created at the compile time only. So now here I can use the color directive, and also I can use the background color directive also. That's it. So now if you try to see the output, the same output we will be able to see. Now I am trying to use the same app widget directly, and automatic I am not importing anything also here, only the widget component is imported, and here in this widget component.ts I am applying the host directives. Automatically the output we are able to see. So now wherever you use this app component.ts file, so app component this app-widget.ts file, so automatically wherever you try to use this one, automatically the two directives will be applied simultaneously. So this is the benefit of this directive composition API. So this is the main advantage of this one. So that means automatically when you try to apply to this one, automatically whatever the, where is that widget component? Yeah. So whenever you use this host directives, whenever you import this one means then you need to mention for that one. But whenever you import this one, whenever you use this host directives, we should add only the directives. Automatically the multiple directives which we have applied to this one, automatically it will be applied to the custom component itself wherever you use it. So this is the benefit of the directive composition API. Now if you want to send an input data or something like that, means how we can do it. So I will try to explain you in the next video. Hope you understood about this benefit of the directive composition API. If you have any doubts or any suggestions, please post the comments below to this video. And if you like this video, please do support me by subscribing to my channel. Thank you. Hi guys, this is Leela. Welcome to my channel Leela WebDev. In this video, we will try to learn about the host directives. We are trying to learn it, right? And now if you try to see here for this component app-widget, we have applied the two directives. If you try to see here, we have applied a two host directives. That is nothing but color directive, and also another one is the background color directive. Color directive will try to give the text color and also the border and padding it will try to give. And the background color directive, it will give only the background color, that is nothing but a green color. Now if you try to see here, these are the two directives we have applied to the component. So that means wherever you are trying to initialize this component or wherever you want to try to render this component in any component, automatically these two directives will be applied to this component. So that means there is no need to especially mention this color directive and the background color directive with these selectors. So this each one will be having its own selector, right? So there is no need to mention with its selector. Automatically for this component, the directives will be applied. This is the benefit of the host directives, and this concept is called as an directive composition API. And this is available in from Angular 15 onwards or Angular 16 onwards. I didn't remember exactly. And this is the concept. So previously what you need to do it is, so you need to mention it in the imports, and you need to explicitly add the directive selector to the component. So that means wherever you are trying to use that component means you need to explicitly mention these directives, and in that parent component you need to mention it in the imports. So this one will be a difficult task for us. So that is the reason. So in order to apply for the component host element itself, then we need to use this one. So fine. So as far as we understood about this directive host composition API, now if you try to see that color.directive.ts file, and here you will be able to see that the color red and black and the padding, the values that has been applied is the static values. So if you want to mention the dynamic values, so that means wherever you are trying to use the component, so if you want to mention the text color for this one explicitly, means how we can do it. So this is possible. For example, let's say that this is our app component.html file, and here we are using the app-widget. For example, let's say that I want to use the color yellow color. I want to use it to the text. So here right now it will not work. Why? Because so we are not catching this color attribute, and we are not taking this input property. So now who is responsible for applying the text color? That is nothing but color.directive.ts file. So this is the directive file which is responsible for applying the text color. So what we will try to do it is, so here we will give an input variable. So this should be imported from the Angular core, and the variable is nothing but color, and you can mention it here the default color as red. So this is the input which I have mentioned it, and now I can use this dot color here automatically. So we can use this one. This is not a problem. Now if you try to see here, let's try to see whether we can able to see the yellow color or not. If you try to see here, still the yellow color is not getting applied. So now what we need to do it is in our widget.component.ts file. So why? Because we are using for the widget.component.ts widget, right? So whenever we are using for the widget.component.ts file, this is the color directive which will take the color as an input thing. So here in the host directives, you need to specifically or especially mention what are the input variables that it is holding. So that means, so for whatever the component, for whatever the input data we are getting it for the component, it will be passed to the directive. So that means here you need to mention it as an object, and the variable is nothing but, the directive is nothing but the directive. You can add it as a directive, that is nothing but color directive. Okay, and here we will be having a special variable that is inputs. And what is the inputs we are trying to send it? The color. That's it. So now if you try to mention this color, automatically the text color has been changed to yellow color. So this is how you can mention, you can send how many input variables you want, you can send it. For example, if I want to send this color input variable to the background color directive also, then you need to mention it like this. Not only the input property, we can also bind the event emitters also. For example, let's say that the color directive is there, and here I want to send an input event output. So that means whenever the color has been changed, I need to send a message that the color has been changed. So here I can write in such a way that output color changed is equal to new event emitter. Okay, so I want to send this one. So on NgOnInit, what I will try to do it is, I will use a set timeout. Okay, and here when the color has been changed for this one, so for example after 1000 seconds, so after every time I will use the set interval. So for every 1 second it will send you the event. So this dot color changed dot emit. So when this one is emitting, the event is emitting, then we need to capture the event and we need to execute some particular action in the component. So that means here in our app component, so here we can capture it, that is nothing but color changed. So here you'll be able to see it, do something. So you can use something method, do something, and this method is not, and this method is, you need to implement it. So do something. Oh, sorry. So now if you try to capture this method and if you use it in our app component.ts file, just I will try to use this method. Okay. Console.log event fired. That's it. So now if you try to see the output for this one, so let's go to the console and let's see that whether we can able to see that event is firing or not. If you try to see here, still the event is not firing. Why? Because as I already told you, right, in our widget.component.js, how I have mentioned as an input thing, we should also mention the output. So here I can mention the outputs, and what is the outputs we are having? That is nothing but color changed. So this is the method which we need to mention it. Now if you try to mention it here, now we will be able to see the event fired, for every second you will be able to see that event is getting fired. So in this way we can mention the input and output properties for a particular directive also. This host directives will take the care of this one. So now here whatever the value you want to execute it, so for this one it will be executed. So now you need to understand the logic for this one. So there is no need to mention the app color. Okay, so like this there is no need to mention the directive. Automatically you can mention it this one, and the input properties whatever you want to send it you can send it, and also the event emitter also. So when it is trying to send an event or anything you can do particular things. So this is what about the directive composition API. And not only for this one, so background color also you can use it. And here we can also use the alias name also. For example, here if you want to use the let's say that text color. Okay, if you want to use this alias name is, so you can use this alias name, not a problem. So for this, now here yellow color is coming, right? So here instead of this one you can use the text color also, not a problem. Now you will be able to see that yellow color has been applied. So if you are having an alias name also, you can mention the alias name here in our widget.component.js. that text color will be added and you need to take it as a color thing. So like this you can also use for this one also the alias name also, for the output also you can. So here also you can mention this alias name. So now whenever this alias name if you want to use it means, so here we need to use the change color this one. So then also you will be able to see the output. So this is how actually the host directives concept that now what I want to tell you is, so event is also firing here. The directive composition API or the input variable inputs and outputs, this is how it is working. So hope you understood about this concept. So if you have any doubts or any suggestions, please post the comments below to this video. And if you like this video, please do support me by subscribing to my channel. Thank you.